Alright, so here we are with the new patch notes for JP. Now again, we were just pretty much expecting it was going to be Blue Shin and LR Glox release, but you can see Blue Shin is up here as well, but we're going to go to the big boy LR Glox instead, and he looks absolutely amazing, just because I know you guys are really excited to see him. Now let's first look at his passive, just in case they maybe changed anything in terms of his kit, because remember guys, it was leaked like a week ago. So right now it says for each surviving allies, defensively the ability increased by 10%. For each ally who is unable to fight, allies attack related abilities increased by 10%. Also, the critical chance of enemies affected by a bleeding effect will be increased by 30%, and critical damage reduced by 40%. So pretty much they kind of just nerfed that entire kit, because if you remember, the leak kit had it at 30% for everything. Now it's only 10%, which a lot of people like that 30% because it was sounded really broken, because you just started off with 90% defense related stats on all of your characters. Now you're only going to see 30% defense related stat extra on your characters, which is a little bit underwhelming at first, but maybe he still might be really decent. So his single target has changed to a triple crit chance as well. So not only does it apply bleed, but he also got critical chance, triple crit chance. So that's gonna be really cool for critting. And I wonder if his AoE has changed to anything. I don't think it did. Wait, oh, it changed into a, oh, it's just disables attack skills and buff skills from what it seems like. And yeah, and then his ultimate is just reducing the enemy stats by 30% of all their stats, I believe. So that's gonna be really cool. Dang, they changed that passive up. That's kind of unfortunate. And he also has his holy relic, which if you translate it, let's see if I got the translations for it. Okay, so his holy relic, for each fairy ally participating in PvP battle, the fairy ally base stats increased by 5%. Also, for every debuff effect applied to all enemies, the critical probability of fairy allies increased by 5%, and the critical damage by 10%, so 20%. So his relic is pretty much for fairies, which is kind of unfortunate for the commandment team, but it might be, he might be still okay for commandments. We don't know. Again, it says for each fairy ally participating in battle, so they kind of want you to run him with a fairy team, like with like probably the new Elaine, maybe the new king, or the old blue festival king. So that's fun. So Glox, I ain't gonna lie, at the start of it, he does sound kind of underwhelming a little bit, but we gonna have to see how he tests out in PvP. We'll have to see how stats goes in terms of his boosting. I think they didn't even change the commandment at all, so his commandment is still gonna be the same. Let's go to Shin. Like, you got Guild Rising Star Shin. We're gonna translate his passive real quick. So Shin passive is for each human ally participating in battle, the allies attack related abilities will increase by 5%. And at the start of the allies turn, all enemies will be giving a 10% defense related ability reduction for 1 turn. So he's gonna probably do like what Arthur does, where you reduce the enemy's defense related stats, and he also giving you attack related stats as well too. So you're probably gonna start off with like 15% attack related stats. But the unfortunate thing is that Shin passive, as you can see, it's a sword, so that means he has to be participating. So it can't work in the back, so he has to be in the front. Which, if you don't know, Shin has terrible stats. Because he was made in like what, 2020, so he's gonna be pretty much underwhelming. So he might be just a skip. And this banner looks like hot to garbage, green hawk garbage, blue alat garbage. Now Glox is just for the LR, and I guess the only good thing about this is that he is a step up. Does that say Deldry? What kind of troll is it? Deldry? Yeah, this banner is hot garbage. Holy snap. Dang. I was really excited for Glox with that 30% though. But that man, that nerf is kind of crazy. Well, it's not a nerf. I just knew they was going to either probably change it up because it just sounded like stupid strong seeing 30%. Because basically, before it basically said that you was going to have like 90% defense related stats starting the turn for all your allies. That just sounded too good to be true. So now that it's 10, it's now to just 30 defense related stats, which it's kind of okay-ish, nothing crazy. It also has the sacred outfit for Meliodas, so it's gonna be 20 gems for Meliodas outfit. If you don't know, this was the Meliodas outfit for where you needed 900 gems to unlock it during the event, and changes the schedule during event Hawk Pass. So I guess they rescheduled the Hawk Pass, probably extending a little bit. So Glocks will be added on during this update, and it's kind of crazy because they didn't really do anything for this Glocks. Like they didn't do no teaser or anything like that. They just said, "Yo, Glocks, here you go." Man, wait, cause like let me see if I can pull it up for the other old leak skill, cause it was like 30%, which was going to be like really good. Yeah, it was increase the allies officially stats by 30% for every ally, increase allies tactical stats by 40% if a hero dies. So yeah, now it's just heavy nerfed for those skills. And let me see if they adjust anything else. Yeah, they didn't really change much. Shin also has like a single target charge and an AoE weak point, and his ultimate is the same. I mean, Glocks looked pretty cool. Again, I was expecting, I ain't gonna lie, I wanted the golden Glocks armor, but I guess this is gonna do. I guess the unfortunate thing is that, yeah, his kit has changed a little bit. So I guess he's just gonna be like, if he has really good CC, he's probably just gonna end up being a character that's gonna be probably like a CC character for the commandment team. He could be also really good against goddesses since he does have the ability to disable buff skills. So I guess that's be a plus, because then you get to stop Margaret in case you was having a problem with Margaret with your commandment team. But I guess who would you replace? Would you take off Esterosa for this Glocks? Would you do that? Because you have like what, Demon King, Glocks, and then the new Demon King Meliodas, just so you don't get the Glocks commandment at all. Would you do that instead of just having Esterosa instead? I guess it all depends, right? Especially because seeming like he will reduce his stats, but on the goddess team you can't have. Goddess team, if they have Mael, can't have their stats reduced. I guess the thing is that he's green, so he can do a lot of damage to Margaret and slowly chip her down. We will just have to do some testing to pretty much see. I think his Holy Relic is kind of like just pretty much maybe a dud for him, because again, you have to rock full fairies, and the problem with full fairies is that the team CC will be just hot garbage. Like we have teams that are just 70k on everybody, because they're rocking like LRs, newer festivals, and things like that. So having the fairy team that is pretty much old characters or old festivals, it's not gonna really benefit Glocks. Might be cool for a showcase video, and Shin just doesn't exist at this point. There's no one summoned on this banner, because it's Arthur, Hauser, Death Pierce, Deldry, Scotty, Thonar, and Anashi. Just random garbage. It's kind of surprising they didn't do Catastrophe Story yet. I wonder if they're gonna give us Catastrophe Story before we get a collab. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you guys enjoy. This really, guys, I'm out. Peace. Leave your thoughts down below.